afternoon and a warm welcome to Sunshine Report. Kunle Ariyo is my name. Ondo State has once again demonstrated its leadership in advancing quality education and good governance in Nigeria. Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa made this known while addressing participants at the 69th National Council on Education held in Akure, the state capital. Government House correspondent Zima Ebiemi has more in this report as packaged from the studio.
The 69th National Council on Education brought together stakeholders from various sectors to deliberate on strategies for revitalizing Nigeria's education system. The theme of the summit is quality education, data and professionalization of teaching, tools for enhanced national development. Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa commended President Bola Tinubu for his visionary leadership and renewed commitment towards advancing quality education and human capital development across the country.
From the pioneering free education policy of the old Western region to our present-day investment in digital learning, teacher welfare, and school infrastructure, Ondo State has always been the trailblazer, and it continues to stand tall as a beacon of quality education and responsible governance in Nigeria.
The governor reaffirmed the resolve of his administration to continue investing in education, describing teachers as the engine room for shaping the future of Nigerians' youth.
Ondo State is proud to be fully aligned with these objectives, ensuring that no learner is left behind. Quality education data is the foundation of every effective education system. Policymakers rely on accurate, reliable, and up-to-date data as source of information to make informed decisions, allocate resources efficiently, and plan strategically. With dependable data, we can track progress, evaluate interventions, and identify areas requiring improvement.
In their remarks, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Sahid Ahmad, applauded Governor Aiyedatiwa for his proactive leadership and dedication to promoting educational excellence driven by innovation, accountability, and inclusivity.
As part of our efforts to continue to promote our effective digitization agenda, all structure of our education system will be digitized as well. From the foundational learning sector, the Federal Education Quality Assurance Department has digitized the national instruments for monitoring, evaluation, and grading of basic and secondary schools.
To achieve this requires tracking the skill of teachers through strict adherence to the digital portal that is designed to provide a credible database for Nigeria's teachers, streamlining licensing and promoting professionalism in teaching worldwide.
Dr. Lausa noted that the federal government under President Bola Tinubu has taken significant steps to reposition the nation's education system. Ondo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Igbekele Ajibefun, highlighted the essence of the summit, calling on all Nigerians to collaborate with government in creating a conducive environment for educational development.
I urge all participants to actively engage, share innovative ideas, and propose actionable solutions that will translate into tangible across Nigeria's education sector. May this gathering not only inspire dialogue, but also produce practical recommendations that will transform the education sector for generations to come.
Stakeholders in the education sector expressed optimism that policies and programs discussed at the summit will be implemented.
Who have excelled in both character and academics at 2024-2025 academic session will graduate at the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, next Friday. At a press conference held at the school premises, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adenike Oladiji, announced that out of the figure, 240 students will receive first-class honors at the university's 36th convocation ceremony. According to the Vice Chancellor, Futa has always been celebrated as Nigeria's premier university of technology, and under the current administration, the university is not only consolidating its reputation, it is stretching boundaries, expanding its reach, and positioning itself as a global player in science, technology, and innovation.
We have 240 first-class graduates, 1,479 second-class upper graduates, 912 second-class lower division graduating, and 116 with a third class, making a total of 2,747. If we look at this by gender, we realize that 1,000 nation that consistently blends academic excellence with real-world impact. We can safely say that FUTA remains a key contributor to manpower development of tertiary education in Nigeria.
That was the FUTA Vice Chancellor speaking there. In the meantime, in a bid to reduce examination malpractice and align Nigerian examinations with global digital testing standards, the federal government has announced the introduction of computer-based tests for WAEC and NECO starting May-June 2026. However, as laudable as the initiative is, certain conditions must be met considering the infrastructure and equipment required for its successful implementation. Omoni Olangbeji spoke with stakeholders across the country on this challenge. Her report.
Examination malpractice, especially in WAEC and NECO, remains a pervasive problem in Nigeria, involving cheating, collusion, question paper leaks, and more. In the 2024 WASC, 215,267 results were withheld, and nearly 200,000 were flagged for the same reasons in 2025, while 574 schools had their licenses withdrawn. These alarming figures contributed to the government's decision to adopt computer-based testing as a means of improving exam security and preventing impersonation and other forms of cheating issues that have long plagued paper-based exams. The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, reaffirmed the government's determination to commence digital examinations, saying all necessary requirements are being addressed to ensure success.
We need to do this to completely eradicate fraud in our exam system, because it will let the pervasive environment that we have, where we have leakages of WAEC and NECO, continue. We're disenfranchising even the good students. So we have a responsive Federal Ministry of Education, and we're collaborating actively with all our sub-national governments in this agenda.
The National President, Association for Proprietors of Innovation and Vocational Institutions of Nigeria, Dr. Andrews Jegede, said that with the preparations already in place, the CBT examinations will succeed.
JAMB is already doing over 2 million CBT exams, and we already got structure with Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. If JAMB could do 2 million, an average application we expect from WAEC is about 1.2 million. That's okay, so there should be no problem. The program is arranged in such a way that you're going to have a pool of students in certain CBT center. So if you've been organizing CBT to accommodate about 2,000 students, I see no reason you should not be able to accommodate 1,200,000 students for WAEC.
Ondo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Igbekele Ajibefun, and his Ogun State counterpart, Professor Abayomi Aribabu, expressed optimism that the initiative will yield positive results, assuring that their states are ready.
We have a number of centers scattered in Ondo State. So at the initial stage, all the students will be moved to different centers with capacity to host such exams. And gradually, centers will be established in other areas where centers are not currently available, particularly in the rural areas.
We are ready because we are leading in the education sector in terms of digitalization, and that's a fact that we know. Many states are doing it, but we are actually gone far, and because of that, we are also moving ahead to make sure that we are not actually behind at all.
From Adamawa State, Dr. Rufus Hanawa revealed that both teachers and students are currently undergoing training in digital learning, adding that strategies are in place to ensure a smooth implementation process.
I'm sure with the practices and the plans of our governor, the governor of Adamawa State, Dr. Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, is planning to see that CBT centers are built, especially in most of the schools, so that during the exams they can confine. Since there's no more exam centers, but we are going to have CBT centers, and it's not mandatory that it should be in every school now.
If all government strategies are carefully implemented, stakeholders believe Nigeria will not only drastically reduce examination malpractice, but also equip students with the digital skills needed to thrive in a knowledge-driven economy. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
Young girls have been encouraged to embrace personal hygiene and adopt healthy ways to manage their emotions. This advice came during a Tech a Girl, part a girl child initiative organized by the Ondo State government through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development to promote menstrual hygiene and healthy living among schoolgirls. Blessing Obe reports.
According to UNESCO, 1 in every 10 girls in sub-Saharan Africa misses school during their menstrual period due to lack of access to sanitary materials and proper menstrual hygiene. To address this challenge, the Ondo State government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, launched the Tech a Girl, Part a Girl Child initiative, a campaign designed to empower young girls, promote menstrual hygiene, and boost their confidence. The sensitization campaign began in Ondo South Senatorial District with the first stop at Methodist High School, Okitipupa. Here, students received engaging lessons on healthy living, digital literacy, and emotional management. They were also reminded that menstruation is not a source of shame, but a natural sign of strength and womanhood.
The most important thing for you to know is that when you start early, you are going to complete it early. If you start menstruation at the age of 10 years, it is possible that by the time you are 45, 47, 48, you are already reaching your menopause. If you start your menstruation at the age of 15, 16, it's not at the age of 50, 55, 60, you are reaching your menopause. When you start early, you finish early.
At the end of the session, each student received sanitary pads. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Dr. Sheun Osamaye, described the initiative as a timely intervention to support adolescent girls, urging them to maintain good hygiene and self-care practices.
You can see the excitement of our girls. We are live at Methodist High School, Okitipupa, and we are here to sensitize our girls on digital literacy and menstrual hygiene. You can see the turnout, they are happy. Today we've been able to teach them, to guide them on how to manage their emotions, how to be behave well, how to have good attitudes, and of course, how to maintain healthy living. It's important for the girls to imbibe good menstrual hygiene so that they can live well, they can live healthily. Provide the training is wonderful, and the distribution of the sanitary pads is for them to have it so that they can, make use of it after or during their menstruations.
We are very glad. It's very, very impactful and at the same time interesting. The students will like the way the government has taken this program. In fact, it's a mode of encouraging the students. And even the topic, well stated. Personally, I have learned from what has happened today.
With 906 confirmed cases across 21 states, the epidemic presents a worrying case fatality rate of 18.5%, higher than last year's 16.9%. The most affected states are Ondo, Edo, Boshi, Taraba, and Ebonyi, accounting for about 90% of all recorded infections. Our correspondent, Adeomi Taiwo, has details.
Fever, named after the town in Borno State, where it was first identified in 1969, remains one of Nigeria's most persistent public health challenges. According to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, the country records an average of 1,000 and 1,200 confirmed cases annually, with Ondo State consistently leading the chart for 6 consecutive years. The disease is caused by the Lassa virus, transmitted primarily through contact with food or household items contaminated by the urine or feces of infected rodents, particularly the multi-mammate rats, commonly found in rural and semi-urban homes. Human-to-human transmission also occurs, especially among healthcare workers and caregivers, due to inadequate infection control practices. Symptoms usually begin gradually with fever, weakness, and malaise, but can worsen into chest pain, vomiting, and bleeding from body openings in severe cases. Tragically, about 80% of infected persons show no symptoms, allowing the disease to spread silently within communities. Currently, there is no licensed vaccine or rapid diagnostic test for Lassa fever. However, early treatment with ribavirin and antiviral drug combined with intensive supportive care significantly increases survival chances. Director of Public Health at the Ondo State Ministry of Health, Dr. Stephen Fagbemi, explained that fighting the virus remains a continuous battle. He emphasized the need for residents to adopt preventive measures, including proper waste management and rodent control.
So you can catch this disease from a sick person, and you can catch it if you are not careful with your personal hygiene and environmental hygiene. So the prevention is to pay attention to personal hygiene, wash your hands always as you touch things, and food hygiene. Cover your food, make sure that all your food, especially food that is not cooked, keep it away from rats. And if you even have cooked food and they are left over, properly cover it. And make sure that as much as possible, rats do not infest your house. And how do you do that? By managing your waste properly. If there are no waste lying around, the rats are not likely going to be growing and coming around. So those are the key areas. And if somebody is sick, yes, I said you can catch it from a sick person. If people are sick, let them go to the hospital. Let's not be taking care of sick people in the house, especially when you don't know what kind of sickness.
Health experts stressed that the fight against Lassa fever must be multi-pronged, focusing on environmental sanitation, rodent control, and early reporting of suspected cases. They also advocate sustained public enlightenment campaigns, particularly in endemic communities across Ondo, Edo, and Bauchi states, where most infections originate. Residents are urged to store food in rodent-proof containers, keep their surroundings clean, and avoid drying food items on the ground where rats can contaminate them. Healthcare workers on their part are advised to maintain strict infection prevention and control protocols, including the use of personal protective equipment when handling suspected cases.
The preventive measure is to keep all our food, store what we know that we can just eat directly without boiling. We keep them inside a container that have cover. So, and any food that we notice that the rat has already eaten, we should throw them away. We shouldn't eat. You know, some people will say, let me call that area and throw it away. This thing is very powerful that when you didn't cook that food enough, it will affect you. So rather we will advise you throw the food away. When we notice it, we refer on time so that they will just test. Immediately they do test and they confirm it. They place the person on treatment.
This disease is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's affecting people and it's really killing people outside. They should make them understand that these are the ways they can contact it and these are the ways to prevent it. And whenever anybody has that kind of their signs and symptoms related to that, they should quickly go to the nearest hospital so that they can be treated early in order to prevent complications.
Lassa fever continues to pose a serious threat to Nigeria's health system. Its recurring outbreaks, coupled with limited surveillance, diagnostic delays, and poor sanitation, highlights the urgent need for sustained investment in public health infrastructure and awareness. Until the nation closes the gaps in prevention, early detection, and response, the question remains, have we really won the war against Lassa fever? Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
Mixed reactions have trailed the statement by the United States President Donald Trump describing Nigeria as a country of peculiar concern. Many Nigerians believe the remark is tied to the growing insecurity across parts of the country, while others have condemned what they see as unnecessary interference. Joy Pius reports.
Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern.
U.S. President Donald Trump's recent comment labeling Nigeria a country of particular concern has continued to stir conversations both locally and internationally. Trump, in his address, cited Nigeria's worsening security situation as a major point of global concern. While the statement raised eyebrows, it also sparked reflection among some Nigerians who spoke with Osrc, many acknowledging that the nation's challenges may indeed warrant global attention, but rejecting any form of foreign threats or intervention.
Libya was a country of particular concern. Syria and all those other countries. Iraq, were those countries better for it after their invasion? So I think we should look at it from that angle and be very, very careful either to embrace or to reject Donald Trump's postulation. I am not saying that it is good for anybody's life to be taken, but it has affected all of us as a country, all right? People have had to bury their relations. This has nothing to do with ethnicity or with religion or whatever.
Some respondents agree that Nigeria's security issues have taken on international dimensions, urging the federal government to invest more in security reforms, including improved welfare packages and equipment for security personnel.
When I was in modern school, 1994, I know what's happening. From my farm, from my first farm now, to more than 25 kilometers, I will trek. Nothing will happen in the night. But can I do that now? Some of these things. That is why this man in Nigeria is peculiar. Something is high saw. We all know.
The fact remains that what our government should do in Nigeria is to see how to put an end to these killings. Is it about religion, but about life? And we cherish life in this part of the world.
Nigeria is telling àwọn ní gbogbo wọ́ọ̀dù ń pè so ẹ̀tàn wa ń jagun ní kọ́ńtì ní olóńdìgbò àwọn kan ló kóra jọ tó fẹ́ yúsẹ̀sì àwọn sójà wa tó fẹ́ yúsẹ̀sì àwọn olórí wa àbọ̀dì nọ́mbà ẹ̀yọ́ tó àṣẹ kọ́ńtì tó ń jagun ní ànọ́dá pọ̀nsà tó ń ṣẹ́gun tó bá ìtọ́ tó yẹ sọ pé wọ́n tó wá gbọ́dọ̀ rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ tó bá tuntun tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá yẹ tó bá tọ̀tẹ̀ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó yẹ láwọn tó ń jagun different countries àti àǹkọ́ nípa yẹn wọ́n dá wọn sọ àwọn sójà àwọn ọlọ́pàá àwọn custom àwọn immigration àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn gbogbo tó ń ṣe pa wọn àwọn sójà wa gbogbo ẹ̀ pátá tó ń kún ọkọ̀ sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kọ́ wa jagun ọlọ́dẹ fún wọn jà.
My advice to our government is that government should get up and be serious about the issue of security. The era of talk shows or paying lip service to security should be gone forever. Let us sit up and ensure that the life of anyone in this country is precious.
While Trump's comments may appear harsh to some, others view it as a wake-up call for better governance and stronger leadership, hoping for a more secure, peaceful, and prosperous Nigeria. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa was congratulated two of Nigeria's most celebrated journalists and public intellectuals, Olusegun Adeniyi and Rubel Abati, on their 60th birthday, while Adeniyi marked his Diamond Jubilee on November 6, Abati celebrates his on November 7, 2025. Governor Aiyedatiwa described both men as distinguished figures whose work has shaped journalism and enriched Nigeria's national discourse. He commended their intellectual contributions to the promotion of democratic values and the strengthening of media practice in the country. He noted that Mr. Adeniyi's illustrious career, spanning his service as Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and his leadership as Chairman of the Editorial Board of this day's newspaper, reflects a rare blend of professionalism, moderation, and integrity. The governor also lauded Abati for his decades of insightful commentary and national engagement, citing his years at The Guardian, his service as Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to former President Goodluck Jonathan, and his ongoing influence as a broadcaster and analyst. And that's it on Sunshine Report. Good afternoon.